We have a trader who is just 22 years old and is officially a millionaire. Someone lost more than $100,000. And we have a trader who turned just $2,000 into more than $1 million in just a year, making it the largest gain I have ever seen, so stick until the end. And we are starting off with an insane gain by Mikasa is the best waifu. I am officially a millionaire. Thank you Able Avalon, thank you ASTS, thank you WallStreetBets, love you all. Over 600k gains from this trade. The unfurling of BW3 was a success. He has around 130,000 shares of ASTS, in total spread across 7 accounts at around $7 average buying price. Total gains if he closes right now come out to around $475,800 US, which is around 632,000 Canadian dollars. He's in shock and will be trimming soon, but he'll also keep a core position. He hasn't figured out the specifics yet. To him this is an insane long-term opportunity as well, so he won't sell everything. In his opinion this stock has 100x potential if everything goes according to plan, but he'll sell a portion to lock in some gains. And in the screenshot we can see 3 of his largest accounts, on which he's already up by quite a lot, but once the market opens the share price will jump up by around 20% and he'll make a lot of money. So this whole play started 14 days ago when he posted his first YOLO titled Self-Trained in Autism, 1 million Canadian dollars ASTS YOLO, max margin, 22 years old, either Lambo or shopping cart, mansion or homeless. Perhaps a woman will finally talk to me if this works out. Among his 3 accounts he owned around 111,000 shares of ASTS and he was down by around $73,000. Okay, so this YOLO is already insane, but when we read his story it gets even crazier. He's just 22 years old and he's been trading since he was 20. His parents are broke and they live in a rental apartment. Life in Canada is hopeless for his generation. Wages are stagnant and the cost of living is extortionate. He's forced to gamble. He turned 70k which he made from years of working part-time plus summers, borrowing money from his brother and the government, into almost $500,000 by November of 2021. But then the downturn came. It was bad. He made a few bad YOLOs and that $500,000 turned right back into 70k. He almost gave up. Thankfully he didn't and he changed his strategy. Instead of going only max long on margin, he started to go both long and short. He played stuff like going long on POYYF, SST, THCA, ASTS and ORGN, and going short on Tesla, Lucid, Roku, Carvana, Apple, Coinbase, PSNY, Lee and Neo. Of course all on margin. An increasing margin as he made more money. He might be missing a few but those are the big ones. He also tried playing bear market rallies to the best of his ability and of course used maximum margin at any given time. He turned the 70k right back up to 750,000 Canadian dollars at all-time highs a few months back. Now he's sitting on a little less than $500,000. As of this second he's on max margin all in ASTS, and if this doesn't work he's bankrupt. His dream is to be a capitalist, his money to make him money. He's seen his father work minimum wage jobs just to support their family and he wants to be able to provide a really good life for both his parents. He doesn't ever want to see them struggle like that again. He wants to buy them a nice house and move them from this rental. But houses are over $1 million where he lives. The average wage is 50k. It's just not possible. It's not fair. Reality is cruel. You can't make it by working harder and pulling yourself up by your bootstraps, as boomers like to say. You can work a job that you hate until you're frail and senile and have nothing to show for it. Or you can take a super leveraged trade and perhaps pull yourself out of the mud. And that's exactly what he will be, or should I say was doing. Mansion or homeless. Well, this felt like he was writing straight from his heart. So he YOLO'd everything on max margin repeatedly and was somehow lucky enough to not get burnt and get his account all the way up to $1 million. But at this point this is still unrealized gain. So did he sell or hold? Well, he kept over 10k shares as his core position and sold everything else for a pretty respectable gain. His net worth comes out to a little less than 900k, so him being a millionaire was short-lived. He has his eyes on some things to short on max margin next and thinks he can reclaim his his millionaire status again soon if everything goes well. And to be honest, he couldn't have picked a better time to sell, as right after that peak the stock dropped by more than 25%. And if you're wondering what is his next play, he's short, of course again on max margin. This rally is just another bear market rally in his opinion, and it doesn't seem like a bad time to scale into some short positions for him personally. So he's basing his reasoning off of technical analysis on VIX, comparing to the drawdown of 2008, 200-day SMA on SPY, Fed literally saying they want assets to go down, huge rally from around $3,490, sentiment, and so on. And that leads him to believe we are coming near the end of this bear market rally. Nobody can say for sure though. This is a guess that he's personally making a move on. He's short on Netflix, CMG, and Goldman Sachs, but he'll scale in and out of these short positions on a whim. And as he said, he added more money to Netflix short, he closed CMG play for about $3,200 of profit, and he started shorting Apple. And I would say huge respects to him, but he's just gambling at this point, going max on margin all the time, making one YOLO after another, and I'm just confused how he didn't already lose it all. I mean, he is brave, I'll give him that, but he's playing with fire. He has to make just one mistake and everything is gone. But I guess, like he said, mansion or homeless. And that is the true spirit of Wall Street Bets. And if you're not already subscribed, it would mean a ton to me if you just press that button. It's free and you'll help me out a lot at reaching my goal of 400 subscribers. Thank you. Anyway, next up we have a huge loss by competitive at 154. He's down by 97% or $101,712.66, and he's left with around 2.6k. And he somehow labeled this loss as a gain, but I guess we can tolerate this small mistake, considering how much money he lost. And his chart looks so depressing. He made a small gain right after he started, but just as fast as he made that gain he lost it. And after a short period of not trading, it looks like he discovered options and he didn't even get a free win. Instead, he lost almost everything in an extremely short time span. His account literally fell straight down, and then he just played around, slowly losing the rest of his money. And unfortunately he didn't post his positions, so we'll never know which genius trade lost him his savings. And last but not least, we have another insane gain. Trader by the name of Aqua Blue made $1 million in 1 year. As we can see, in the past year he's up by $1,035,616.48, and his account is worth around 921k. The difference in the account value and his gain is because he firstly deposited $2,000 and then withdrew some money along the way to buy stuff. But if you remember, this guy was already featured in one of my videos, and in that video he started with around 5k and turned it into more than $500,000. So we have some contradicting information. But here is the deal. 5k was a starting point a year from his last post, and 2k is a starting point a year from today. So this guy turned just $2,000 into $1,037,616.48 in 1 year, which means he's up by 518,000%, and this is officially the largest gain I have ever seen. And besides that, just look at his chart. It's just so beautifully consistent, slowly and exponentially rising all the time. If you want to see the whole story in details of how he firstly got to $500,000, I'll leave the link to that video in the description. But here is the short version. He mostly played puts on high PS ratio tech stocks in the first half of the year. Biggest single winner was from Carvana, which he rode from November to May. Summer was a bit slow, but being short on Tesla and QQQ was profitable. He placed some risky short-term bets that are small in relation to his whole account, but he also had hefty long-term positions in relation to the general direction of the market. And here is how he got to $1 million. His account went parabolic the last few weeks, from TLT, Alibaba, KWAP, and Meta calls, with expirations on January the 20th of 2023. He's been cashing those out this past week, and as of today he cashed out 95% of them, which is really nice to hear. And he would say that more than 90% of the gains are from options, and he only recently started sizing into shares to start holding for the long term, because short-term capital gains tax is just too insane compared to long-term capital gains tax. Right now he's 55% in beaten down tech stocks, 30% cash, 5% in short-term random trades, and 10% in long-term puts in Enphase, Goldman Sachs, LLY, UNH, PEP, McDonald's, and DE. And he's holding shares in the following: SQ, TWLO, Meta, CPNG, JPM, SE, TOST, Unity, OKTA, VWAGY, ISRG, Alphabet, Team, SYNH, ZAT, and Matterport. And I must say, the difference between this trader and the trader from the first post in this video is like night and day. So huge respects to him for actually making money consistently. And if you want to see how this trader made more than $1,700,000 in just a day, click on the video that just popped up. And if that is not enough, smash that subscribe button, as you'll help me out a lot in reaching my goal of 400 subscribers by the end of this month. If you have any questions or recommendations, leave them in the comments down below, and thanks for watching.